What's good, guys? It's your boy, the anorexic Santa, coming at you with young respiratory illness, and I'm sick. Well, not really sick, just feeling a bit under the weather. And as you can see, the weather is a bit damp, to say the least. But it is Sunday, and I thought I would make a video based on a character that I've been doing a little project on, shall we say. Jesus Christ. Now, I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the love and eternal salvation and God and all that. But, fret not, I don't intend to make this a completely preachy video. I just want to go over just some stuff that Jesus is capable of doing in the Bible. Now, yeah, I do believe that, God is real. I do believe Jesus is real. And I do believe that he stole all fiction. But for this scenario, we're going to say that he's just, we're going to take solely the things that are portrayed in the Bible, and we're not going to take omnipotent statements or anything like that. We're just going to take just what's frequently shown, shall we say, right? And the stuff that he allowed mortal men to see and view, such as the disciples, right? So I thought I'd do a bit of a scaling. So the best... Now, everyone thinks, in terms of Jesus Christ and his power, they think of the miracles stuff, right? And that is good. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the New Testament books, are a really good place to look for Jesus Christ feats. A few of my favorite feats would include... My personal favorite is he's got a bit of a death manipulation feat where there's a fig tree, right? And Jesus is hungry, and the fig tree is growing it, but it has no fruit, so he kills the fig tree. And this is supposed to be symbolic of the modern-day Christian, those who claim to be, fruitful, God-loving people, but produce no fruit, right? And they're killed off, essentially. They're cut away. There's a lot of symbolism in the Bible. A lot of his feats are symbolic of some form of Christian beliefs. And of course, I could go on a few other things. You've got the famous water to wine feat. That could be molecule manipulation. Again, apologies, I'm a bit sick. And a few other feats. He's got really, really good soul manipulation and the ability to mess with demons. It's stated that the Son of God has complete authority over demons. He's even able to give this authority to his disciples, such as Paul, John, etc. And they were able to go out, and so much authority that the disciples themselves were able to go out and cast out demons. I would say that his best feat of soul manip and demon authority would be there was a man that was lost, and Jesus Christ went to him. He was alone. He was in the wilderness, and he was possessed by just dozens of demons. I think there are a few translations that say that there were like hundreds of thousands, but we're gonna lowball and say there was a lot, right? And they called themselves Legion. That's how big they are now. Back in the day, legions were like legions of soldiers were like a lot. You can I think some were like 50-ish or something. Don't quote me on that, but I know it was a big, decent number. It's like at most I think around like 100. Nothing too big in terms like beyond 100 or so, but good bit. And Jesus Christ with just a simple word of the mouth, forced the demons out of the man and into swine, and then the swine jumped off cliffs and killed themselves. And the demons were terrified of them. All of them. This massive legion was terrified of him, begging him, don't send us away to the abyss. And he's like, all right, go into the pigs and just, jump off a cliff. There are a few other good feats, here and there. You've got things like disease. He's got the ability to cure people. He's a really good healer. He's got regeneration feats. For example, when the crowd, I should say, well, there were centurions, but when the crowd was coming to crucify Jesus, Paul was going to essentially stop them, right? He was going to defend Jesus, and he took out his sword and he cut off a guy's ear. And Jesus said, enough of this. And he picked up the man's ear, gross, and he reattached it. And it was fine. It was completely healed. So he's got regeneration to a very, I would say, significant degree, and he's good with how should I say this? He's good with using his abilities on others, but he never really uses them on himself unless it's for things like, shall we say, like walking on water or manipulating the weather. Just small things. Again, he came there to preach, right? He didn't come there to be this absolute holy powerhouse. And what a lot of people view Jesus as like this, nice, kind, loving, like the Walmart edition, as some people in my church like to call him, the Walmart edition, where he's this passive, lay down, like he lays on his bed and let stuff happen. No, actually, Jesus was very serious. Jesus did not play no games. He would roast you, tell you that your logic was flawed, explain why it was flawed, and he'd do it in front of all of your people, right? He had no chill. And it's kind of funny, actually, reading through some of the stuff. A lot of people think the Bible is boring. It's, whatever. I won't lie. Yes, you got to struggle through some parts, but there's some good parts in there. I won't lie. And his ability to manipulate the thoughts of others is really something else. He took Paul, right? Paul originally was like the worst guy imaginable. It was stated that Paul was preaching to some churches, and he said, everyone is afraid of their sins. Everyone is afraid of what they've done. He's like, you're not as bad as me. I've done everything. If you can think of it, I've done it. Right? Saul was a pretty bad guy. He looked at Jesus. Well, first he went blind, and then after seeing him, he was converted, and he goes from the worst guy imaginable to possibly the most Christian, I guess you could say, the poster boy of like Christianity, other than Jesus Christ himself, obviously. He's like what every Christian strives to be, a godly man who serves and follows Jesus. Just by looking at Jesus, first he went blind, and then his mind was completely changed, and from then forward, his life was upside down. Quite a significant degree. Jesus also has summoning. It was stated after he recast the guy's ears. Paul was like, we have to protect the teacher. And Jesus said, do you not think I have the ability to summon 20 legions of angels? Again, legion, big number. With a snap of his hands, just a word of his mouth, again, he could summon an army of angels and decimate the world if he wanted. But he didn't. Again, I promised I wouldn't be all preachy, but you get the point. And then, of course, death manipulation, as I already went over with my favorite feat with the fig tree, is something else. But he's also got a few other things like raising the dead. Lazarus being the most prominent or memorable feat. Of course, you have things like the Lazarus Pit in D.C. Yeah, it's named after the Bible. When he was dead. Lazarus was dead, and Jesus went up to him and said, all right, get up. And he got up. Other feats would include when he was crucified. Well, first of all, there was like earthquakes and junk. The sky turned black and all this other crazy. Well, I forgot. Something happened with the sky. I forgot what it was. I don't think it was black. It's like something happened to it. And the earth shook. And the dead got up and started walking around. And the Roman guard said, oh, it's raining. Yep. Yeah, it's been on and off all day. The Romans said, truly this man was the Son of God. Truly something else. But by far some of his best feats. Oh, this rain's going to be absurd. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, someone flipped the switch. Yep, it's raining now. But whatever. We're going to keep it going. I don't care. I'm not cutting this out. I don't care. So, best feats, in my opinion, would have to be in Revelation, where it's stated that Jesus, he can like draw swords from his mouth. A man he said like he saw Jesus Christ. He held like 7 stars in his hand. And another, I think it was like a shepherd's staff or something. I forgot what he held in the other one, but I know that in the first one was like 7 stars or something. Really something else. The book of Revelation is really a good read up. A lot of people think you have to read Genesis or you have to read the first couple New Testament books for feats. No, I would highly suggest reading Revelation. And it's stated that in the Bible that those who read it are truly blessed. So there's that. You can get some wisdom out of it. But where would I scale Jesus? He's really tricky, because he never shows his true power. And, a lot of people say, oh, he was hurt by nails, right? Like a fodder spear could hurt him, and he's fodder. Well, okay, you want to take that, you want to take that to its most literal degree, you can say, like, restricted Jesus or something is around, like, human level. And again, remember, he wasn't supposed to come down to be this, tyrannical ruler of war and mayhem, slaughter mere mortals by simply looking at him wrong. No, he was supposed to be a nice, genuine guy, and he's supposed to be relatable. He's supposed to be very relatable, and he came to serve, not to be served. Right? That's a little quote. He came to serve, not to be served. So I guess if you were to take Jesus Christ, like I said in this little scenario, again, I stated my premise on how I personally view him, but taking religious aspects out of the equation and taking just simply what is shown in the Bible. Holy crap! Yep. It's going to be like this all day, guys. I'm going to be inside all day. But taking what you only see in the Bible, I would say Jesus Christ, absolute bare minimum. I'd say like peak human level, maybe higher. Again, Revelation's feet obviously put him higher, but before the stuff in Revelation, yeah, you have a really hacksy, really OP Jesus Christ around peak human level and whatnot. Because again, back in the day, those guys were huge. I'd say around peak human and whatnot, with hacks ranging from death manipulation to disease to generation to mind manip to soul manip, and so much more. I have tons of scans, tons of biblical quotes and whatnot. So if you guys want to talk about it, I'll be more than happy to share a few things with you over on the Discord. This was just a fun little video I wanted to make. It's your boy, the Skinny Santa, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.